I think they're a way that we can be creative and draw attention. No, every one of you start right on time and everyone hears the first two songs, right? It never happens for whatever reason. So I'm a big fan of countdowns, but if I'm going to do a countdown, I'm going to do it fun. So I got my horse countdown here, and I promise you, you want to know what happens at the end of this countdown. You're going to be fascinated and compelled by what that horse does by the end of the countdown. I'm not going to show you, but you want to know. This count, you know, it's an entertaining. I love countdowns. I think you can be outside the box with them. So we're going to jump in here. So we got our countdown. We're going to pretend it just hit the end. All the mini movies I show you in the schedules, they're just the last couple minutes, sometimes the last 30 seconds. So they won't make sense by themselves. There's more to them. But if I showed you the whole thing, we'd be here all day. So we jump into the end of our mini movie, following the schedule. Oh, there we go. So we're going to end the mini movie. And your musicians, your praise band, whoever sings is right on the ball. They're ready to go for the song, of course. Right on schedule, the mini movie ends, and we jump into the first song. As the deer pan before the water. I got water. There's a deer somewhere nearby. I swear it. So we've got As the Deer Pan Before the Water. That's our first song. Sing that song. We jump into The Old Rugged Cross again. These aren't, 10 years ago, I wasn't that bad. We can still read it, right? It's legible, it looks good. It's even phrase only at a time for the most part. I was following a lot of the same rules. So the old rugged soul, cherish the old rugged cross. When I survey the wondrous cross. Communion. This is a long play motion background. All it does is the grass waves, and it's unending. It'll just loop until you stop it. So that's a great something on the screen for communion. When communion's over, we get into Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. How deep the Father's love. And the message. Cross, before, during, after the cross. So there's 10 years ago, brief example of a presentation. So we're going to flash forward 5 years. And for me, about 15 pounds. I got married, and whatever, that has nothing to do with it. So we jump into 5 years later, and we're going to start with our countdown still like the horse. See, the horse does something funny towards the end of the countdown, and so people will want to know. And if they're watching the horse, that means they're watching the clock, and they're in their seat. You'll get to love the horse, I promise. So okay, so we jump into now 5 years later. The many movies changed slightly. Tempo was one thing that started to consider. Basing on the tempo of the song. Again, the narratives of the whole service. So, slowing down the mini movie a little bit for tempo helps in this case. So the mini movie ends, and we jump into the message, which wasn't supposed to happen. Hold on, I apologize.